So hey guys, here's my next follow-up video to my vlog series of applying for JET. Now this video should have maybe actually been the first one, but it didn't work out that way. We'll get over it. So in this video, I will actually be discussing basically what exactly is JET and, to emphasize doing research and seeing whether or not this is really what you want to do or whether or not it's something you really want to try and do. JET, for those who for some reason don't know but they're looking on this video, stands for Japan, Exchange and Teaching. And so basically you go on a one-year contract. If you're accepted, you go on a one-year contract. You're sent to an organization in Japan, a board of education and teaching organization in Japan, and you stay there for 1 year and you function as an assistant English teacher. So you have the Japanese teacher of English. Truck gone. So you have the Japanese teacher of English and you assist them in the classroom to teach kids English skills. So with JET you actually have three positions. In some countries you have the ALT, which is the assistant language teacher, the CIR. I honestly don't remember what CIR stands for. I'll maybe search for it and then put it in a box in the video or something. And then you have the SEA, which is like a sports type thing, and the CIR, you work like in a company and you do like translations and stuff like that. But I will mostly just be focusing on LT because that's the only thing that I really know about, and in Jamaica specifically we can only apply to JET as LTs. So LTs, most people who come on JET as an LT who are accepted, they normally get placed at either an elementary school and or a junior high school. And in my case specifically, I have one junior high school and one elementary school. And my junior high school is my base school. So for me specifically, I go to my junior high school 4 days for the week and I go to my elementary school 1 day for the week. But you have people who have either 2, 3 elementary schools and a junior high school. They sometimes have 10 different schools teaching at, and they have to go in between all of these different schools. I thankfully don't have that situation. I rather to have my junior high school and an elementary school, and I just try to form a bond with the people at these schools. And you also have in some situations where people are placed at a high school. And specifically for junior high school and high school, you more take a bit of a backseat in the classroom. So you function really more as an assistant language teacher. So your Japanese teacher of English will, in some situations, maybe just use you as a voice recorder and just ask you to repeat certain things in the class so that the students can understand how it sounds being said by a native English speaker or someone who is very fluent in the English language. And in elementary schools, many times you actually end up taking more of a front seat where you have more control of the class, and some people really enjoy this where they can more shape the lessons for how they want it to be given and have a lot more interactions with what they teach the kids in the classroom. I also want to emphasize that even if you get like a elementary school, junior high school or a high school, we have a very famous saying for people who apply on JET, and I'm sure you maybe know it as well. It is ESID. Every situation is different, and so even if you maybe get a junior high school or a high school or elementary school like someone else, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything will be the same. So for example, at my junior high school and elementary school, I don't really have like a lot of restrictions on maybe my internet access or access on the computer, stuff like that. And the teachers maybe aren't as strict with certain things like maybe dress code or whatever like some other schools might be. And the students might also carry themselves differently depending on the school you're placed at. So don't think that because you apply and you get accepted, you're definitely getting a school that has this specific type of work atmosphere or work ethics that you will want ideally for yourself. It might not happen. It might happen, but it might not at the same time. So be aware of that. Now, many people apply to JET solely based on the reason that they think like, okay, I'm going to get like this opportunity to live in Japan for a year and Like that's the only thing that's on their mind. The fact they come to Japan and stay here for a year, and it's basically like almost like a free ticket to Japan in a manner of speaking. And that really is not the right attitude to come into the program with. Yes, I know some people maybe actually get through with that attitude, but I really would say that it's not best for you to try and get through for JET if you have that kind of attitude, because it is a job. It is a job, and you are expected to fulfill the requirements laid out for you by the Board of Education and your teaching institution that you're placed at as well. So don't think that you just come here, you maybe just float through the day and then go off and explore Japan as much as you want. You have Nenkyu, which is like paid vacation days. You have up to 20. Well, we have up to 20 right now on our first year here. And you can only use that within certain time frames if it's approved by your Board of Education and teaching institution. So you can't just always roam around wherever you want and stuff like that. It's just not done, right? Sure, it's great to come to Japan. Yes, and also for me, it was one of the real big reasons why I came. It's like, oh gosh, it's in Japan. But at the same time, remember, it's a job. It's a job. You're expected to come here and teach. And not only is it a job where you're expected to teach English, but you're also expected to share your culture with people in your neighborhood, your students, to get out and get involved in activities. So as I speak about that, that's actually one of the key differences, I believe, between JET and some other organizations like Interact, for example. I believe, I could be wrong, I believe that with JET, there are certain events that you are fully expected to take part in. So it's a little more strict in a manner of speaking, but with Interact, some of these events that you are required to attend as a JET, you are maybe not required to attend on something like Interact. So you have a little more freedom in a manner of speaking. But to me, it's not a big deal, because I personally enjoy a lot of these events like Sports Day and stuff like that. We had Sports Day recently. It was amazing. It was great. I enjoyed it. I got to go and run with the kids. Of course, I'm from Jamaica, so of course I'm Usain Bolt, so I can run at ungodly speeds down a track field. That's what everyone thinks, because I'm from Jamaica. But no. It was, whoa! Slip up. Alright, we're back. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoy having those interactions with the kids. It's a lot of fun for me, and it's more or less the highlight of my day. So I went a bit off track, but do the research, please. Please do the research and see exactly what JET is about, and see what people are saying about JET, because you are coming into a new culture, a completely different culture. So you're not going to come here and you're not going to have everything the same as in your home country. It's just not going to happen, right? And also, don't come here thinking that you're going to have people holding your hand through like every stage or every problem or anything that you have. It's not going to happen. Sure, you have people here who will support you, who will help you through various things that you have. And even here for me, my city, my LT coordinators, they're great. My senpai are great. They were all super helpful. But at the same time, you need to remember that you are here to stand on your own 2 feet as well. A lot of people are maybe just graduating. They're just coming out to get their first job potentially. And it may also be their first time away from their family. It's a big change for them. You need to remember that you're coming here, it's a different country. You don't have people holding your hand and treating you as a baby through everything, right? You need to be able to stand on your own, make your own decisions, and try your best to just overcome different challenges that you're faced with every day, right? A lot of people are going to come here, are going to maybe have culture shock. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. A different country, different environment. A lot of people may not be able to deal with the big switch to an Asian culture. But at the same time, you have to try to think of ways of how you're going to deal with that. Maybe go out and be active or stuff like that. You know, this will come up in interview questions, and I'll try to discuss the potential interview questions later in a different vlog series. But these are things you need to research, you need to deal with. You need to see if you are really ready to try and deal with the different challenges of being in Japan as a jet. So just think about it, do the research, please do the research. And I mean, in terms of eligibility criteria, I will post a link below. Hopefully that has a link to the basic eligibility criteria that they'll consider when you're applying for JET. And I mean, the main thing is, apart from having an interest in Japan or like a good hold of the English language, the main thing is to have your undergraduate degree. So to have an undergraduate degree. So for example, people who want to apply this year to go on JET next year, you have to be graduating next year. You have to have your degree in hand before you are sent to Japan. So if you are not graduating until 2016, then you're just not going to be able to apply for JET this year. You have to have it by 2015 before the stream in the summer where you're sent over to Japan in order to get onto the JET program. So I believe that's everything for now. I think I maybe need to think of other stuff, but in terms of what JET is and what to kind of expect and try to prepare yourself for, that was in essence the main things. I believe there are other things like living and so on, but that can be covered later. I just want to ask that everyone who is thinking of applying for JET, consider the things that I said and make sure this is something you really want to do, right? Because it's a very serious thing, and I also feel kind of bad when I see people who would really want to come onto this like JET program and get this experience, this life-changing experience, and there are other people who maybe don't care for it as much and they come on it. And there are maybe also some people who come on the JET program but they have regrets when they come on it because they left behind some great opportunity that they would have rather to do, but they came on JET instead. So please just be very wary of the different options that you'll have and whether or not the JET program is what you really want to do. Right? Onegaishimasu. So that's it for me for now. I will try to get my next video up as soon as possible. But until then, guys, see you around.